Hello there, Daddy Ghost. Hello there, world. Here we are for one more sitting. I believe that this is going to be the last sitting. This is day 80, and the Phantom has finally received that letter we've been waiting for. The letter that we've been waiting for, so that he can once again be a free person. I read him the letter before. All it says is basically that the countdown is down and that he's free to go. It says, Madame Johnie Lee, we are writing this letter today to inform you that we are now in phase 2 of the reintegration into a healthy society after the war on COVID-19. The worldwide state of alert is over, and we have decided to allow Daddy Ghost to end his quarantine in your gallery. Isn't that music to your ears, Daddy Ghost? This weekend brings a full moon with it, and the Phantom is free to fly the skies once again. We apologize for any inconveniences this decision may have caused you. So yours sincerely, Mr. Asshead, Acid of the COVIDiots. Yeah, so you finally have your freedom papers, Daddy Ghost, which means that our time together is going to come to an end. Because he's going to go. Yeah, I was expecting this to happen. I knew it was going to happen, but it does make me a little bit sad. I got used to his company. We did some really good things. But you know, the Phantom has been drinking a lot. He's been drinking way too much lately. He's very depressed. I mean, I just came home after a long walk and I found him sitting here thinking about his friends, making presents for them so that when he sees them again, and drinking wine. He's half drunk. Look at him, he's half drunk already. No, you're not. I know you're not. I know. And I don't blame you, Daddy Ghost. Very hard thing you had to go through. I mean, you know, for some people it's easy to get locked up, and some people it just isn't. I understand. I'm not talking bad about you. But I was getting a little bit worried, because I was thinking that if this lockdown keeps on and he's not allowed to go out, well, then things are going to be a little bit, you know, get a little depressing if you don't have Daddy Ghost around. Yeah? So, there were a few things that I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to catch up a little bit. We haven't done a chat in a long time because there's been nothing really to chat about, and they've been letting us out now for about 2 weeks, but with limitations, of course. They can't just let you out, they have to let you out very slowly. So about 2 weeks ago, they opened up the bars for the first time. The terraces, not the bars, the terraces. So you could actually go out and sit in the sun with your friends without masks on, without gloves on, and have a drink in the sun. The waiters have to wear masks and gloves, which doesn't make any sense at all because the gloves are more contaminated than their own hands. But anyway, they have to wear masks and gloves. They say it's to protect themselves, but I don't know. And you don't even have to go to the bathroom. So they'll sell you booze, but then you can't go to the bathroom to have piss. And then as soon as the fun gets started at 9:30, clack, they have to close. Yeah? So it's like they're giving us back our freedom bit by bit. But the more this goes on, the more I'm convinced that this is not just some virus, some natural virus that's a cold that people get that die. I really believe that this was a manipulation of society through Big Brother. Big Brother is Microsoft. That one needed, absolutely needed, to get everybody just to stand still for a little while so that they could figure out where everybody is. take the art jazz on Facebook and on your iPhones and your iPads and your computers and put it together with a person and a real location. And now that they have us all pinpointed exactly who we are and where we are and who our friends are and what we do, now they have a whole lot more control on society. And I am convinced that this is what this whole thing was about. Okay, and they use mind manipulation and fear-mongering to try and get people to be so terrified that they willingly lock themselves up in their house to save their lives. Yeah? Anyway, the Phantom almost died. We know that. I mean, I haven't been having the best time of my life either, you know, but I pulled through it. Yeah, I think it's partly thanks to him. Because if he wasn't here, I don't know if I would have pulled it through it so well. But there's a list of things here that I did want to talk to you about because it's a while since I haven't spoken to you. Well, and the reason I wanted to bring that up is because the first day that they opened up the terraces, you were allowed to go and sit in the terrace in the sunshine all of a sudden from day to night, yeah? You're allowed to go and sit in the sunshine with your friends and drink and laugh. And yet, we had a traditional ceremony, a sort of catechist tradition, a ritual funeral for our friends. They always do it on the same beach, and we would say goodbye to all our friends on that beach. And we were supposed to go and have the despedida of Kim that day. And so one of the stupid girls, she put it on Facebook, and it wasn't good enough that we were doing it and doing a sort of ceremonial thing for him. She wanted to do a parade for him, so she puts it on Facebook saying that we'll all meet in the village and then we'll do a parade down to the beach. Of course, the police are looking at Facebook, they know what's going on. They wrote directly on the page, sorry people, but there's not going to be any ceremony. Any ceremony, it's completely against the law and you just have to put it off to another time. So our friend had to go without a despedida and yet you could sit in a drink bar and get drunk. Not very nice. Then what was the other thing I wanted to talk to you about him? Oh yeah. And so, you know what, I wrote him a poem. I wrote him a poem from his catechist family, and I put it in a bottle, and I sent it out to sea with the Tramontana. And I was watching, the wind started carrying the bottle over to the coast. I was like, no, please, no. And I was thinking about Kim and his soul and how much he wanted enough to Morocco. And I said, go to Morocco. Put the bottle into the sea. And then all of a sudden the bottle took a little turn. And the neck of the bottle was acting like the front of the boat. And it started acting like a boat and going over the waves. And last I saw it was heading off to Morocco. So that was the way I said goodbye to him. But I really think it's sad that they did not allow us to have our traditional ceremony while he was here. Other than that, I have terminated the first coat of the third eye. It is absolutely amazing. Before the Phantom leaves, I'm going to show it to you. Because, like, the Phantom can leave today, but it's already nighttime, it's raining, it's cold. I'm going to call up some friends, and we're going to have a little party for the Phantom. Yeah, and we're going to send him off properly. Yeah. So before I send him off, I'm going to show him the third eye. I've been having some weird dreams about this painting. It's curious because I designed it before, last summer, before any of this COVID stuff started happening. And oddly enough, the third eye almost looks like the COVID atom, oddly enough. So I'm very happy with it. I'm just going to do this first coat and then I'm going to keep on packing up to go home because I really want to get home. It's going to get nasty here when people start running out of money. Things are going to get very nasty. It's already June. It's already the first week of June. and nobody's working. Nobody has any work. There's having just 3, 4 bars open, 2 restaurants, a couple of stores, but nobody's buying anything. Nobody has any money, so there's no work. I've noticed that a few more people are coming in, which means that the borders are slowly opening up. A lot of people are terrified. I haven't seen my friend Maria since the beginning of all this stuff. A lot of people are really terrified. And so it was really, really nice the other day. After being locked up for so long, you start to get used to being locked up. And even though I was allowed out, I would still sort of stay at home because I don't want to be thrown, I want to be sent home at 9 o'clock in the evening. I'm not an 18-year-old, I'm not a child. I want to go out. And so I decided that if I can't go out the way I want to go out, that I just won't bother. I just won't bother. Yeah. And so anyway, we have a friend of ours, a German friend of ours, has a nice piece of land in the middle of the woods, and and it was his birthday. So I have this this man, Robert, who's madly in love with me, wants to share his life with me, but I'm not starting a relationship with him because I'm going home. I'm going home, and you can't have a Canadian and a German speaking Spanish in other parts of the world. Yeah, and so I'm really reluctant to start a relationship with this man because I had one before, and he's sort of, anyway, long story. But long story short, this man and his best friend of 30 years are also best friends of the other guy for 30 years. So it's Johnny and the Germans. Yeah, we went out into the mountains, and then they're crazy, they're party animals. Party animals and super freaks. They do the original India Travelers in the 70s and stuff like that. It's my school. But anyway, yeah, and so Klaus was having a birthday, and he invited me to the party. And the night before, you know, from being locked up for so long, I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's a little bit dangerous now, the things the way they are, oh, maybe I won't go. And I said, you know what, Johnny? You're with your friends, you're going to go into the woods, what the fuck could happen? You know? So we grabbed LD and we went off to see Dr. Klaus, and we spent the night in the woods, and we had an absolutely good time. Finally, I felt free. LD was hanging out of the window of the car, and the super freaks had their arms in the air, and they were singing rock and roll. We were driving down the highway. It was really, really pretty good. We also had an ex-bank robber with this. And anyway, and so just the feeling of getting away from all this propaganda about COVID, everywhere you go, COVID. I've had enough. And so anyway, we went out into the mountains, and we spent a night in the mountains with Klaus and the super freaks and me, and we had an absolutely wonderful time. Of course, the Phantom was very depressed by the time I got back. He'd been alone almost 2 days. And then we took a ride over the mountain to come home instead of taking the highway. We saw the most beautiful scenery. So I remember where I live. I remember how it feels to be free and to be on the highway with your rock and roll and your friends, yeah, have parties in the woods. That's what it's all about. So slowly but slowly, life is coming back to normal. We also went out the other day, it was a full moon. Unfortunately, I didn't let the Phantom out because I didn't know that he was allowed out. Oh, I didn't let him out. He didn't want to go. He's actually gotten too comfortable in here. I'm a little bit worried about him. Because if you get too comfortable, Phantom, then you're just not going to be able to go out again. So I wanted to take, you know, it occurred to me when we were on the road, barreling down the highway, it occurred to me, they're not going to give us back our freedom. We have to take it. We have to just say, this is mine, and take it. I'm a free person, this is mine. Yeah? And so the next day I called Robert and I said, hey, listen, Robert, that ride was so nice, let's go up to Captain Cruz and watch the full moon. So we did, we took some wonderful pictures. I got a few pictures of some other phantoms. Yeah, so some of the phantoms are out already. Yeah, because I did catch a couple of them in my photography. I was doing some photography up there, and I did catch a couple of phantoms in there. And so anyway, the gargoyle had a blast after being locked up in the house for so long and falling into a depression. Finally he gets to go into the woods and be free all night long and go back up into the mountain the next day. I mean, the gargoyle he's a little bit tired now. You can see him sleeping in his bed over there. Yeah, he's not going to join in there, but he'll be in the party when we make the party for the Phantom. And yeah, so this is pretty much the end of our chats. I'm glad that you guys stuck it out with me. You guys helped me a lot. All of you who have sent cards and good wishes for the Phantom and all of that, I can't thank you enough. And we're going to be setting him free within a day or two with jam session from the local artists. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a party with all the surrealists are going to get together, Daddy goes, and we're going to make a big party for you, and then you can go and fly through the skies again the way you used to do. What do you think of that? I think that's a good deal. So, this is Johnie Lee signing off. This is the end of the adventure. It's day 80. And thank you for being there. You made all the difference in the world. I hope our discussions helped you through all of this. And I hope that we never see another lockdown like this again. Let's pray and hope that the COVID virus is dead and gone. God save humanity. Alright, my children of the light. Good night and goodbye. It's been nice.